Good morning. So, today is supposed to be what yesterday's lift was supposed to be, but I ended up getting the days mixed up and lifted yesterday, and now I gotta stretch and do abs today. So, basically, all today is about is getting my body loosened up, stretching, kind of getting relief off of my ligaments and tendons and joints, and which in theory I had to throw in, well, not in theory, but the purpose of this day is to help with my back and just help with overall mobility. Mobility is such an important thing, and I, my own self, neglected that the past couple of weeks, and I'm paying the price for it. So now we are going back to doing those days and getting that, making that better. Now, it's not just mobility. We are doing cardio as well, doing about 10 to 20 minutes of cardio, and not like running or anything on the treadmill. It's just walking at a pretty, moderately difficult pace to keep your heart rate up and, get some steps in. Now, the other thing that we are doing is abs, the abdominal section, which is the main point of today's talk, which is people get it all messed up, especially when they start off, that if they sit there and do 100 sit-ups a day, they will wake up with a six-pack. That is not how that works. It's not how it works at all. Now, sit-ups are, and sit-ups and crunches and stuff like that, it is just like you would do a bicep curl, right? You don't do a bicep curl to lose weight, right? You're doing a bicep curl because you want bigger bicep, right? That guy. I'm doing that as if I have a big bicep. But so why would you, if you don't do bicep curls to wake up with a thinner bicep, why would you do sit-ups to wake up with a thinner stomach? That makes sense, right? So now, the reason I am doing abs, right, is to help develop more stability and more strength in my core, because from what my back is taking on, it's taking on a little bit more toll. And if I can give it a little bit more structure and a little bit more support from the front, then why not? So, and abs is just something I don't really work on very much, and I think that's just something I need to mess with. And am I trying to develop abs on stuff? I don't care. I couldn't care, because you don't you could do 1,000 sit-ups an hour non-stop, but if you're stuffing your face with pizza, it'll never show, because it has to do with fat percentage. Fat percentage is that is what represents how your stomach and your abs look, because your stomach, for the majority of people, your fat storage, the first place it goes to is your stomach, right? So that's normally the last place for it to go. So you don't ever see those muscles until you get down to a certain fat percentage. So, but with that said, we're going to this isn't really exactly a day off. You still have to, be intense about these things. But in theory, it's not really a day. It's like lifting, so you get a little bit, you get a best of both worlds, I guess. But I'm going to get into the gym, and we will hopefully have a pretty decent lift, get nice and relaxed, should be feeling good, and have a little bit of fun. But I will talk to you guys.